Everyone, I hope you all are doing great. So today we will be discussing about the application as video multilingual transcriber with 12 labs. So what's this application like? What we are doing here? So let's understand that is video multilingual transcriber is when you, let's say you have a video and it's in a different language, or whether you have an in English and you wanted to convert a transcription into a various other languages. So what 12 Labs SDK provides is like one of the use case which you can build with that is it analyzes the video and prepares a transcript based on the timestamp, and you can also interact with that video in this application. So we'll see how you can build this application. You can also make it use into various other use cases. So it's a kind of use case which you can understand about how you can use 12 labs in a variety of way. Also, you can make use of this for educational purpose, let's say for language learning or for understanding of any critical videos, because it's not only about understanding the transcription or transcript generation, but it's beyond that because it analyzes or understands the video. So particularly with that perspective, let's say I'm learning German, and if the, let's say the vocabularies in the transcript which is being generated is too high for me to understand, what I can do is I can just set the difficulty level as beginner or intermediate to understand in a much better way. So it not only directly replicate as a transcript, but you can also suggest the difficulty level and can do more experimentation with it. So you can find the blog below to have like a more detailed description about the code and the architecture. We'll be going through with the code here, and also there is a replit which you can follow out to proper understanding of the execution and all. uh, and you can do the experimentation too. Also, there is a GitHub repo with all the instruction of how you can just clone it and just assess it. So yeah, let's see the application first, the demo, and then we'll understand the code. So here you can see the target languages as German, French, Spanish, and English. And now I wanted to convert it into a different varieties of difficulty levels. So what are they? Beginner, intermediate, advanced. So I will let's say I just select a beginner, and now my target language is German. So let's give any other language video. So what I can also do here is I can just provide this German language video itself and can have inner difficulty. So it could be a same language or a different language also. So as soon as I click on upload and process, what happens here is this video first, the index generation takes place with the proper engines. So we'll be discussing about what are the various engines. The first step happens here is the video is first get indexed or create the in an embedded format. For that, Marengo 2.6 is being used. So as soon as we get the video in an indexed format, we can just write a prompt which would get the result for us. In this perspective or in this use case, there is a system prompt behind which takes the information about the target language and the difficulty level, and then will provide you with the proper results. There is no prompt which you can see on the interface, but there is a system prompt which we'll be discussing how you can experiment with it and do more stuff. Yeah. So by the time it takes a few minutes to just process, by the time just let's see the code. Um, so this is the replit. You can find the replit link below or in the blog post. So this is a Flask application totally with the very minimal code of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Mainly we will be focusing on the Python and the utility functions. So you can see there is not much of an import. First of all, it's just a Flask imports and the 12 Labs SDK. So how does it work is we'll just load the secret. So you can just create the .env file, or if you're working on the Here you can just go to secrets. You can just create by clicking here new secrets API key, and you can just put the API key here. To get the API key, what you can do is you can just search 12 labs, and as soon as I click uh, as soon as click 12 apps, you can just get to this. Let's say I just logged in here. After login, you can go to the API key. And as soon as you click, you will get the API key from there. You just need to put here and save. Yeah, so we are good to go with. Here we got that, and this is just for the upload folder some information. Then we are initializing the client with the 12 apps SDK to make use of that. This is just to render the template. This next will understand here is the process video. So as soon as we get the file path, okay, language and difficulty, which has been provided by the user, what happens is we first check whether there is index ID present in the session. It means whether the user is doing on at that session moment first time or maybe the second. So if it's first time, it will create a new index ID. If it's not, then it will just generate new. So here it checks if it's not in session, it means like it's doing first for the first time. So what it does, it creates the first index name. So it just translate and then UUID to create some random number so that it's unique always. Then the engine, you can see here there are two engines. So like first is comes as Marengo 2.6, which creates the embedding or the indexing on the basis of visual, conversation, text and videos, and logos. At the same time, after getting the index, to get the result out of the indexed, we make use of Pegasus 1.1. So these are the two main engines that are important, which we are making use of. Then the task come is creating the index ID. So client.index.create, here we provide the index name and the engine. As per that, it creates the engine. And if I can show you here, if I go here, you can see it's a translate, the random number, you can see the engines here information. This is one of the video which has been indexed here. So you can see in this type of an interface on the playground. So yeah, so here it as soon as we get the index ID, we are now tasked to create the indexing. To create the indexing, we create the task dot create and index ID with the help of session we are making use of so that it's effective and uh, effective use of the application. So providing the index ID and the file path of the video which we provided. It takes like few seconds, so we used to check the status of the task. So currently the task is indexing, and as soon as after the indexing is done, the ready is been provided by the status. As soon as we got our video indexed, now the task is to prompt it and get the result. So here is just the basic JSON of beginner, intermediate, advanced to explain about what it is. And here is our prompt as provide the only transcript in the translated language what capitalized as in German or French, and the base prompt as in which level. After this, this is the main where the generate API is hit to get it, and the temperature here is 0.25, which is not much of a creative so that it gets to the base of the video. And this is the task.video ID. So as soon as the task is done, as an indexing is done, we get the video ID to interact with that. So that is what the reference of that. And here we get the result, and yeah, it's complete now. And this is just for the upload part. So major all the utility which you can see is under the utility of process video. Um, So if we just go to app.js, just for the understanding, you can find the handle form data for handling the form and getting it from the Flask. The main thing comes after that is parsing the transcript. So you get the response as time and the transcript, and you need to, like, let's say you wanted to prepare something around the interactive timestamp based video, so that you have all the power to do so. You can just pass around, let's say if the timestamp is in this format or this format, depends on the video length and all. As we are making use of open-ended prompt here, um, there are other functionalities which you can seek out to, let's say, highlight or that. So in that you get the in the very proper uh, timestamp and the highlights or the description about that section in the time in that timestamp duration. So there are you can just explore the app.js. You can find the display transcript utility of how to display it in a very better manner, display video, so that there is a side of video also and there is a transcript also which you can see. So that you can do. So yeah, that was all about that. And index.html is a very small, you can see the form only to get and all the button stuff. So major component, all you can see, it's very small code of a Python code, and you can just build a. Let's jump to the app and let's see what are the results. So, okay, here we got the video. Here is the transcript processing got complete. You can see it's a 33 seconds, so it won't have taken much of an indexing time. And here we got in German format, and also as per the vocabularies, which is comfortable for the beginner. Um, Also, like, it's interactive, so you can just click what 21 second, and as per what he is like instructing, it is there in a German transcript. Also, you can download the transcript for the later use, and that would be in a PDF format if it's visible. Uh, yeah, so you also get it in a PDF format. Um, Yeah, that was all about the tutorial. So you can experiment a lot into it. You can actually develop an totally language learning application to understanding a particular type of videos very well. You can add more parameters into it, more um, detailed version of this application. So yeah, you're free to explore more and do more experimentation with it. Cool. Thank you.